If you didn't see our last episode, we are starting a new venture. We've owned desolate land for just over a year now, and it still needs a lot of work. But we think it is exactly what we and this land need: a lavender field. Yes, it is winter, but we are getting a head start with growing our lavender from seed using soil blocks. This method can produce a healthier root system through air pruning, and it is a great way to economically and sustainably grow seedlings. Welcome to Ginger and the Giant.
I am going to start what I have researched. There's an airplane. Just 1 second. It's almost good. Well, this should be everything that I need for soil blocking. I've learned everything that I know about soil blocking pretty much from Bree from Regenerative Gardening, Blossom and Branch Farms, and I am going to try and do her technique. Let's see how this goes.
The first thing on my list was rehydrating the coconut coir brick. When this is done, the coconut coir expands to about 5 times its compressed size. This ingredient is beneficial for soil blocking because it has good drainage, yet also has high water holding capacity, promotes strong root growth, is a renewable resource, and it's affordable.
It's going to need a lot more water than that.
Since I haven't done this before, I wasn't sure how much water I needed to rehydrate the brick, so I started with a 5-gallon bucket, but that was not enough.
I've never done this before, can you tell? But Ginger gave me a bunch of his gold mining stuff. He has this cool tool that just will help break things up. Look at that. Probably be easier if I had pressurized water, but I don't. So this will do. So it is a beautiful day out today, but it is still winter. So I'm a little cold. Getting my hands in the wet is cold. That's why they're red, but I'm also really excited.
I ended up using about 9 gallons of water, but noticed that a lot of it was sitting at the bottom of the container I was using instead of hydrating the remaining clump of the brick on top. I transferred the coconut coir to another bin with the dry pieces at the bottom and the wetter on top, so gravity would finish the job.
I feel like I'm going to have enough coconut coir for the next 5 years. It's a lot.
I did squeeze and strain out the excess water towards the end so I wouldn't ruin my newly hydrated batch to mold or something else.
This is what we're going to be mixing into, but first, we're going to sift some potting soil.
Sifting is important if there are any large pieces of material in your soil, because if they stay in your mix, they can make your blocks break more easily and take valuable space away from other nutrient-providing materials. My boys heard all the commotion I was making and came over to help with my project and get their hands a little dirty. I tried to get Coco Loco potting soil, what Bree from Blossom and Branch Farms uses, but it wasn't readily available in my area, so I grabbed 3 different brands that don't contain peat moss and will be conducting my own experiment with what soil works best.
Got this mulch now. These are the big chunks that came out of that potting mix. And in here, we got all the sifted potting soil, which is going to be a lot smoother without those big chunks. Better for soil blocks.
Time to mix all the ingredients together, which is 4 parts sifted potting soil, 1 part rehydrated coconut coir, and 1/4 part green sand. Green sand is great for soil blocks because it provides important nutrients without burning seedlings. It can also loosen clay soils and bind sandy soils. It's so cool! Once all the ingredients were well incorporated, add enough water that when you grab a handful of soil it isn't dripping, but if you squeeze, water will come out. Just a heads up, if you have too little water, your soil blocks will likely fall apart. And too much water, they'll be too mushy to hold their shape and will merge with the blocks next to them.
Want to try soil blocking? Me too. Right now, this contraption does not have the nub in it right here, and that's going to be leaving a divot in the soil where you're going to leave your seed. My fingers are frozen. I have a feeling that that should go further in.
Yeah, it should. Till it sits flush.
The cold was getting to me, so Ginger brought out his shop propane heater to warm me up while working outside. He also tried adding the seed pin inserts to the soil blocker, but because I was trying to hurry to get out of the cold, we didn't install them properly and broke 3 of the 5 we had. So I had to use something else to poke holes each time I made a row of blocks. If you ever find yourself in this situation, I found it best to poke the hole before I pushed the soil out of the blocker. I was able to fill 3 9.4 by 15 inch trays with 40 1.5 inch soil blocks each, using my 2-liter pitcher as measurement. That's a total of 120 soil blocks, or in my case, 120 potential lavender starts. If all these germinate, I could cover 1,080 square feet of our property in these plants with walkways. That's about a fourth of a basketball court. I've got a lot more work to do. I finally got time to organize and set up my growing station a week after my first batch of soil blocks, which I checked on daily. They have been staying very moist, which is supposed to be good for germination, but not for mold, which thankfully they have none of yet. Now that the space was ready, I made another batch of soil blocks, but this time with a different potting soil. I plan to share my findings when I have more data. If you are interested in doing this yourself, I've left a list of products we used in the video description below, and clicking any of those affiliate links and shopping is another great way to support us and what we are doing here. We do earn from qualifying purchases.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support us, go ahead and share, like, comment, subscribe, just so that you could be up to date on all the things that we're doing here and just to support a hardworking couple. We appreciate you. Catch you at the next episode.